What is going on? I'm Zedmont, and I have been absent the last little bit, dealing with all sorts of flooding and not greatness in my house. Anyways, we are going to jump over that. I'm sure I'll come back to it in a mid-ramble later on in the video. But today's Friday, so we are going to get going with all of the booms. Now, I have not been playing a heck of a lot, and when I did come back and play, I got a bunch of Joinetto and Risk players. So, jumping back in to make sure that I did not hit maximum chest levels, and this base is completely cracked, so need to change that. Now, quick tech tree review. I have got all of the things except for smoke. Otherwise, I've gotten all the way to the end of the tech tree. So besides Seekers and Barrage and Artillery, which I probably will be grabbing, you know what, let's just do that right now, why don't we? Barrage first because it clears a few extra mines. We'll max that puppy out, and we still have 4.3 million tokens, and we're 4 short of Artillery, sadly. So we will do a quick hit here. I have got Speed Serum, I think, and just going from the left-hand side, using Bombardiers. This is not super duper sexy. This is not technically difficult. If you just want to cruise through bases, Heavy Choppers, make sure you have Heavies, and Bombardiers, and then just go. Kamikaze flares towards the end. You can split left and right ramps depending on your comfort, but overall you should be able to get diamond using this strategy. Use a better base, don't copy the base. I'm using like a week-old base that everyone knows how to beat now, and we can't get a match. There we go. Got ourselves a match. So Sky Shield over there doesn't concern me at all. Rocket launcher over here concerns me a teeny tiny bit, but not really. I'm gonna go like this, and then like that, and then once that flare starts to go, we're gonna go something like that, and blah 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 blah, and that active flare is gonna expire. Our Bombardiers on the left are gonna be in a good spot. Stuff on the right's in a good spot. Need to click a second wind just to make sure our stuff on the right doesn't draw Kevy Kavan in. And now just watching, we're going to probably throw a med kit over on top of all those mines, throw a med kit over on top of all that stuff. Let's get some speed serum happening, and then everything so far seems pretty straightforward. Second wind just because we can, our shock over there just because we should. And now at some point, we're going to have to do something about this shock blaster over here. Got that goodness happening. All of the goodness is happening except for that left-hand side. I was very late on that medkit, which meant that all of the things are going poorly all of a sudden. And then again on this left-hand side is not doing well for us at all, like not even close to doing well for us. Thankfully we got that shock out in the nick of time. Let's get a speed serum just to try to speed up that left-hand side is definitely the crux of this entire thing. And now, you know what, let's get going. We're gonna get another speed serum over here. Those guys on the left are gonna need a little bit of help because of that machine gun and sniper tower and stuff. And then just using our newfound ability that is Barrage, and we got a 215. Decent. Definitely would lose against many players. If we look at our log, for example, Mr. Around the Fur 219, 236, 228. So I told you this base is cracked. Apparently it's cracked to everyone but the Witcher. Now, I gotta do it. We're in the last weekend of the season. I know a bunch of you are going to probably not play this weekend. You need to get to 23 if you want to start in rank 13. You need to get to 17.20 stars if you want to start in rank 9. If those numbers don't mean anything to you, if you don't care where you start next season, then we'll just move along. And what we're going to move to is a Boom Beach Operation Attack. Yes, saying Boom Beach in front of it in a Boom Beach video makes all the sense. Now we've got 90% off Zookas. That means it costs only 6 diamonds to load 2 boats. That is good. We are going to be doing a Duplexity in a in a 50-member task force. 25 remaining, but as you can see here, there's been a bunch of stuff happening. This task force is perfect on Duplexity forever, basically. So there are some unicorns out there. This, of course, is Boggers United, somewhere up there on the global leaderboard. Number 1, number 2, all depends on time of day. Yada, yada, yada. Humble flex, maybe? Subtle flex? Anyways, humble brag, that's the one I was going for. We are going to be doing Minotaur, and Minotaur, I've got butter on my hands. My wife makes incredible sourdough bread. Today is cheese and herbs from our garden. Ugh, anyways, too much butter in my life. Okay, we're gonna ramble. We're gonna ramble while we do this. Some people can talk while they do operation hits, some can't. That was a terrible drop of that first boat. Should not have started rambling, but the mortar did not fire, so maybe it was perfect. Perfect. We're gonna go around this left-hand side. I have never gone around this left-hand side with Zookas on Minotaur. Someone cleared this left-hand side, not entirely sure why. But it's going to give us the option of potentially finishing this base using unboosted Zookas on Duplexity, which you probably shouldn't be doing, but the tribes at the moment aren't super great, and when life gives you lemons, we are going to make ourselves some orange juice. Going to go around to the left-hand side, going to get into by that building health statue, and then it should be 4 shocks. I don't know. It's going to give us a bunch of extra GBE for some extra stuff. I don't think we need any extra stuff, but maybe we can throw some critters or get a second battle orders or something. Speaking of, I don't know where I was trying to ramble from butter to drains to leakage. Went to install a new sink in my house because our old sink was tiny. Cut the countertop. Got the plumbing done. I did everything myself. Was feeling super duper stoked on it. And then noticed that there was some drippings in the wall. So traced down the cast iron pipes, and they all were just like Swiss cheese. So the last couple days I have not put out videos because I have been cutting open my walls with a Sawzall and replacing plumbing and just overall not having any fun. Did not miss any operation attacks, I don't think, but definitely took the free easy ones and just oh god, come on, stay underneath there, ladies. There we go. Managed to get all of the ladies in position from this weird walk, and I think I managed to maybe hit all the shocks. Nope, did not hit all the shocks. Battle orders, another med kit perhaps, and not gonna take this down because the buttery fingers from all of the sourdough missed up that last middle shock, I should say. So that, actually, this is a great time for a sad trombone on so many levels. Rotting cast iron in my wall, water dripping. I got a little bit lucky in that when I cut the plumbing to put the new sink in, to put a new P-trap in, I noticed all the gunk, cleaned out the gunk, which was sealing the holes essentially, which then pushed back more gunk, which unsealed other holes. So I don't think there was much damage done yet. I still need to do an in-depth digging to find all the water damage and how long it's been there for and how rotten and wet my walls are. So here's our note. Please throw code ZMOT in that shop. It does expire and it costs you nothing and it helps me a little bit, and I might be needing that help in the next little bit. So we will move along to something more fun. And that more fun in this case is another terrible base that I need to rebuild. That, come on, Boom Beach, bring us that base copy feature. And I gotta say, even if they were to add the base copy feature as a feature in the Boom Pass, I would probably buy the Boom Pass. I don't know how much you guys would like that idea. Maybe if they brought the base copy feature for the first 3 seasons as part of the Boom Pass, then everyone got it for free, or maybe they just bring it for everyone. I don't know. Anyways, I I don't think that's pay to win. I think that's like full just added value. I would buy the Boom Pass if it had the base copy feature because it would save me so much time, just like instant training. Right now, the Boom Pass this season was not for me. I'm going to show you what I've been doing on this. And I believe it was Ultra Tony that I was talking to about what troop combo. And this has been going well for the most part. But with Zookas and Laser Rangers and Brick, I'm actually going to change my Brick up. I just got Speed Serum. I've been using Battle Orders, but Battle Orders plus Speed Serum is a little bit unnecessary. And with all unnecessary, extra damage, extra fun. But I think we're going to go something like this. And I'm just going to go all from this left-hand side. We're going to drop our troops wide and then get you guys up the middle. I'm going to barrage some of these mines. And then as we get moving, just rock through all of this stuff using Speed Serum. And I think that Iron Will should be magical in this case. I think it's going to be super duper awesome because we can get all of this stuff happening and get Brick's superpower to keeping our troops alive, which in theory should be super duper awesome, but that's all in theory because Brick has gone to the wrong side, and now I've got to get random medkits out every single which way as mortars drop on top of my Zookas and my Laser Rangers, and it is absolutely insane just how quickly you lose all of your troops. But I gotta say, this Iron Will thing is actually working out pretty darn good. So before I had to use Battle Orders to go as fast as I could because people were just absolutely crushing my base. And now all of a sudden I get to use that Iron Will because of that beautiful, beautiful Speed Serum. And by the way, Speed Serum, the best sound in all of Boom Beach. And if you don't agree, then I don't know if we can be friends anymore because yes, it's good to get the victory sound and all the rest of it from, but that sound of your warship moving to that next rank. But let's be honest, this right here, the sound of Speed Serum, which I am short on GBE for, of course, is pretty darn good. And we're going to get a 219, which, because this base is so awful, probably not going to be enough, even at rank 19. So what do you got for us, Capru? Yeah, see, that base is just brutal. I literally did not copy this base. I just dropped all of the stuff down. This is a base of my making, which if you have followed the channel for any amount of time, you know you probably should not do that. I am more interested in the offensive side of things. Just, you know what? Let's do one more. I would love to come up against a clump base when using Laser Rangers against a clump base. It is, what the heck? This is where I wish I had Seekers. This person not having any mines, I tip my fedora to you, my friend. That is next level impressive. Need to get rid of that Flotsam probably. We're going to go from this right-hand side. I think that's going to give us a little bit better coverage. We're going to send that stuff out there. I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 onto there, and then we're just going to drop all of this stuff as soon as at least one. There we go. I just wanted to make sure that one of my heavy choppers turned towards that right-hand side. And now as those dudes start coming in, I'm going to get my first shock out in that neighborhood. I'm going to get my Speed Serum in that neighborhood. And then I just realized that all of the Flotsam is still standing, so they must have 70% building health, I suppose. So we're just going to go something like that. Wonder where Brick is and why she's not giving us any protection. And wonder where all of my Laser Rangers have gone to. So all of the Laser Rangers are melted. They absolutely ran out front like they tend to do, and I think I have a total of 5 left, but maybe, just maybe, that's going to be enough to burn through all this crap. I asked for a clump, got clump light, didn't quite get the clump that I was hoping for, and the fact that our opponent has already finished just shows how terrible, terrible, terrible my base is. We're going to end up with a decent time, but just gross. So I guess the number one takeaway from this video is spend a little bit of time find a base that works and copy it, and or build your own and spend some time tweaking it, because when you don't have enough time to build a base, people just absolutely walk through it. Also, if you live in an older house, my house is 1955, I believe, do go check your cast iron pipes, because my goodness, I can't even describe how much stress has been going on over here in the last couple days. Just absolutely. But at the same time, to toot my own horn, I cut all the walls out, replaced the pipes, got everything done, got the new sink in, like all the little things and the big things and new shutoffs, and just I surprised myself. Like a couple calls to Dad, but overall, and also my wife is super impressed, and all the ladies she talks to at work are super impressed. So that's worth something in itself, I suppose. Jumping to task forces. Task force needs your help. Delta 9, this is a task force that has been doing deep cut forever and ever. Down some members, down some motivation. So if you want to jump on in, we would love to have you. Would love to have you join the group. It is a great, great group, but some numbers are struggling a little bit, and that is just based on general task force play, based on some people missing some operations, myself included. I am very much guilty in this, and then just life and all of the rest of the things. So do jump in there if you think you can do dead end or higher, if you're decent with even tanks or bombardiers or whatever it might be. Do jump in. We would love to have A, your intel, B, your attacks, and of course C, yourself. Chat, lovely personalities, and all the rest of it. Do know that if you're just joining to play with me, any of our task forces get you access to our Discord, which you can hang out with me, and I don't spend a bunch of time, and I kind of jump task force to task force, so I'm not individually in each one. This one is going to be opened by, I always never know how to say his name, Kastner. I'm going to jump in and do Humble Pie. This Humble Pie is rough. No one got access to the Grappler. There's extra rocket launchers back here, which shouldn't really affect the core hit with Bombardiers, but this entire thing is just going to be an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to try and clear the Grappler and hopefully do something else, but it's not going to be pretty whatsoever. This is going to be absolutely ugly carnage, and probably would have gone for the shield gens, but we're down numbers and all of the rest of the things. Excuses. So do we use the 2 Scorchers, which give us 106,000 health, or do we do the 1 Mega Scorcher, which gives us 105,000 health? Now, I think that's an easy answer. 2 Scorchers means that we end up getting twice as many shots in the face, because buildings end up splitting their attention between the two, but we shall find out here in a moment. I'm going to go with Scorchers and Zookas. Probably a terrible call, but that is what I've got the time for, and that is what should do a decent job of hopefully clearing out a couple little bits of this. And we're going to clear some mines in the process. This is probably going to be 3 more hits to take down. I think this was a 1 hit to get to this point. So 4 for Humble Pie is never a bad thing. Just need to plan this a little bit. I think I kind of want to flare onto there, which is going to be troublesome. Trouble. Sorry, please tell me you've heard the version with the goats. That is my favorite Taylor Swift song. My daughter is 11 and absolutely detests Taylor Swift, which is like, just kind of shows the fact that she has 2 older brothers, I think. Uh-oh. Some bang upstairs. Sorry, I'm a little bit on edge after the last couple days. I think it was my cats knocking something off the table, which probably means, again, back to that butter. I probably left the butter out. We're going to get rid of you and you just to be overly cautious, and then we're going to come up to about there, throwing some smokes because I really, really don't want that grappler to grabble all of my stuff. And then I'm going to actually flare back to there and then flare into there and go smoke, 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 just trying to get kind of like that Fang core hit. We are going to throw a taunt. I'm going to throw a backwards flare and then a forwards flare and then a shock over here and just hope that my troops spread as well as I think they might, and then just keep the taunts pumping and hoping that Bullet is going to stand out there decent enough and try to get at least this grappler down as everything is shooting at everything, and Bullet is about to die because we don't have enough GBE for a taunt. There's one more taunt that didn't come out, and we got rid of the grappler, which was my number one concern. We got rid of a bunch of mines. Not ideally perfect, but far, far better because that grappler was just going to ruin everything. So now at least someone can come into this neighborhood and work their way to core. So maybe the next person finishes it if they boost, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that one. And we have finally done it. I'm not sure if you guys can see what's missing from this image right here, but if you check up in that top left-hand corner, we have no victory points. As of the last, when I left this account, I was at 1 victory point. We have now been raided 3 times, and we now have 0 victory points. Just a refresher, top left-hand corner, 584 up there. You can click and see your rank. And then I switched back, and we are getting attacked. So an account with 0 victory points is getting raided like 4 times a day. There we go. We are back in, raided yet again mid-video by Rocky with 515 victory points, 0. I have been trying to get this account to 0 for a long, long, long time, like years, and we have finally done it. I can't go negative. You just don't have any victory points. So, kind of neat, kind of useless. For those of you following along, figured I'd give you a quick update because that is slightly ridiculous. We are going to do the ridiculous and continue playing Imitation Game, even though it doesn't show any of the new abilities or any of the critter launchers or HQ-26 or anything like that. It is flawed, it is broken, it needs an update, and I have told Supercell that many times. And just a reminder, one of the reasons that you should put code ZMOD in that shop is that I fight for you guys, getting all of those details. The quality of life stuff is fantastic. The fact that they've done these little changes here and there to get rid of bugs and stuff like that, but now it's gotta be getting close to that time where we get new events, new fun things. I don't necessarily need SpongeBob or John Cena or whatever the heck the new or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever the new hotness is in sponsored skins and all the rest of it, but I wouldn't mind a new Imitation Game. You can. Is that a Leonardo DiCaprio movie? I'd be fine if they wanted to bring in whatever that. There is a movie. Every time I try and like Google for Imitation Game details, I end up on. I want to say Leo. It's like a. If you guys know who is the star of that movie or if that movie's worth watching, do let me know. We just need 1 building to explode, maybe 2. There we go. 2 buildings. By the way, I've got a video on the math as well. All of the buildings do 70% of the damage to core, so each building you divide by, yeah, you got the basic idea. There's also calculators for that. When I first made the video, there were no calculators. Now pixelcrux.com has generously and wisely created those calendars. So if you're ever curious about something about Boom Beach, it is safe to say that either I have made a video about it, or there's a calculator, or both. So that is the state of where Boom Beach is, and the wiki is great, and the websites are great, and all the rest of it. I would just love it if some of those calculators and some of those items were out of date for a teeny tiny little bit as we throw all of the med kits and hopefully lose like one, I'm gonna guess 3 Zookas. There's like 4 cannons around and a boom cannon and a sniper tower. Shouldn't lose that many on stage 4, but Zookas are 90% off, so if you've never played with them, I can beat all 7 stages of Imitation Game using Headquarters level 18 Zookas. You can do it with whatever the heck you have. Maybe? Now, sorry. I was kicked out of a task force in the last couple days, kicked out of that Warriors task force without notice, without warning. Oh my gosh, I'm so hurt. But on the plus side, I started searching for a new task force to drop one of my accounts in. So if you would like to have me as a guest in your task force, if your task force is struggling, or even if it's doing well, or you just want to hang out with me, do let me know. I did a search in the last couple days looking for a new task. Actually, it was this morning. Looking for a new task force. And there are a bunch of task forces out there called things like Skibbity Sigma and Ohio Sigma and Skibbity Ohio. And all that stuff I love to say in front of my kids to make them cringe and make them not talk that way by proxy. But the fact that those exist in Boom Beach, a game that is 10 plus years old, those kids are like 12, people using Sigma, Skibbity Toilet, blah, 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 are generally in the neighborhood of 13-ish years old, and they're playing Boom Beach. So that's a good thing. I know it's kind of a stretch and kind of a weird thing to check, but the limited number of ads that have gone out for Boom Beach of late, the limited amount of marketing that's gone out for Boom Beach, and we still have new young kids signing up to play this game. That is a very, very, very good thing. And then again, might be a stretch. You might disagree. It might be just some 65-year-old making that task force with that name, but I kinda really, really, really doubt it. So, and these are the kind of things that I get curious about, which is kind of odd, but I was surprisingly impressed and surprised and all of the rest of the things by the results. So we're going to do stage 6. I almost shocked that shore shock launcher, but didn't have to. Always walking on 45-degree angles to get our Zookas in the right spot to beat the boosted ice of stage 6 with only 4 Zookas lost. And if you are new to the channel, I was going to say I don't ramble this much normally, but let's be honest, I do tend to ramble a fair little bit. I also tend to find words like ramble and associate them with songs such as Ramble On, which I always get the band wrong. It's not CCR, it's Led Zeppelin, or it's not Led Zeppelin, it's CCR, or it's probably been covered by Taylor Swift. Anyways, we are, oh my, see that extra zoom? That was my Butterfingers, 100% just butter on the fingers from the sourdough bread. Every 2 to 3 days, depending on her work schedule, fresh sourdough. The only cruddy thing about sourdough is you can't eat it for the first hour out of the oven, so you're just stuck, like, smelling and drooling over it with no ability to eat it, so not ideal. Sourdough bread was the original tease. We are gonna get roasted here, I'm almost certain. Don't really know what to shock, but I think we managed to get most of the important things. All 7 stages of Imitation Game done. Easy peasy, unboosted, 0 victory point account, and that's it. I am going to push, I have not shown you nearly enough details about the beautiful, beautiful thing that is the Captain's Cup that the Join at Own Risk team has done. This leaderboard is like 3 weeks out of date, but I just have not had time to talk to anyone. So if you feel like I've been snubbing you of late, or I haven't been uploading of late, it's not you, it's me. I have been trying to get drywall dust out of my eyeballs. I've been trying to get plumber's putty out from underneath my fingernails, like just going to bed and for the first time in a long, long time, waking up and it being morning, like not waking up in the middle of the night to worry about Boom Beach's problems, just sleeping absolutely like the dead. So I'm going to hopefully get out on my bike this weekend. You guys are hopefully going to push into that rank that you are needed in warships to make yourself happy, to get that global top 500 trophy, to crack legendary, whatever the heck it might be. Anyways, that is it for me. A little bit of ramble, a little bit of Boom Beach, a little bit of crying into my pillow about the state of my house, and I shall talk to you soon. Hit me up in the comments. That's the first thing. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, code ZMOT, all of the rest of the stuff. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.